Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence. A single vulnerability at UK company's house exposed the personal details of 5 million company directors. Not through a deepfake. Through a verification process so weak it barely qualified as one. Right now, governments on both sides of the Atlantic are racing to outlaw deepfakes. New laws, new penalties, new task forces. But a deepfake can only beat you if your identity verification was already broken. That company's house incident didn't involve any synthetic media at all. It exposed something worse, a system where the front door was already unlocked. So why are regulators focused on the lockpick instead of the lock? Take the UK as a case study. Company's House started offering free identity verification to directors last year. That sounds like progress. But it shifted the cost from businesses onto taxpayers, undercut private sector providers who'd built more rigorous systems, and created a single point of failure covering millions of records. When that process broke, it didn't just leak names. It opened the door to corporate hijacking. Someone could potentially present themselves as a legitimate director and take control of a company. Meanwhile, the fraud numbers are moving fast. According to FinTech Global, deepfake usage in biometric fraud attempts jumped about 60% year over year. Injection attacks, where manipulated video gets fed directly into a verification system, bypassing the camera entirely, rose roughly 40%. The World Economic Forum tracked those injection attacks even further back and found they'd surged nearly 8 times over in a single year before that. Fraudsters aren't just getting better. They're industrializing. And what's the regulatory response? Laws that say don't use deepfakes maliciously. According to analysts at Regula Forensics, regulations without detection tools behind them are essentially toothless. You can't prosecute what you can't prove. And you can't prove synthetic content without the infrastructure to catch it at the point of verification. How does this land on an investigator's desk? Gartner projects that by next year, nearly a third of enterprises won't trust identity verification built on face biometrics alone. That means the photo match you run today, the one you eyeball and call a positive ID, won't survive a deposition. Opposing counsel will ask one question: walk me through your documented methodology step by step. I compared it carefully isn't an answer. It's a liability. The distinction nobody's making clearly enough. Facial recognition, scanning crowds, mass surveillance, that's restricted and controversial. Facial comparison. Your photos, your case, a documented side-by-side analysis with auditable methodology. That's standard investigative practice. Banks do it. Governments do it. The question is whether investigators will catch up before a court catches them out. So, plain and simple. Deepfakes aren't the disease. They're a symptom of identity verification systems that were already too fragile. Banning deepfakes without fixing verification is like banning counterfeit bills without training anyone to spot them. The investigators who'll keep winning cases are the ones documenting their comparison methodology now, before the next deposition forces the issue. The written version goes deeper, links below. Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caricomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.